Bet Edge, Sunday, February the 12th. My name is Sean Carrier, and thank you for being with us. Our streak sadly came to an end last night with the Miami Heat running out of gas in Philadelphia, but we've got a gem today that we fully expect to start a new streak. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Today's game, we've got the New Orleans Pelicans visiting the Sacramento Kings. And, we see a few reasons that lead us to believe that the Kings are going to get it done tonight up there in their brand new arena. We're actually going to breeze past the recent meetings today. We don't see too much there, but definitely some things in the recent form and the rest for these teams. You see here New Orleans, this is actually their second road trip already in this month of February, only 12 days in, and they've been in quite a few cities already this month. As you can see here, they ended January in Toronto, then went to Detroit, to Washington, back home to New Orleans for a few days, out to Minnesota again, and then now traveling all the way across the country to the West Coast in Sacramento. So this Pelicans team has definitely been busy in and out of cities, playing lots of games early on in this month. And another thing I also see here is they have a game tomorrow in Phoenix. It'll be the second half of a back-to-back against not a great team in the Sun, so they might be looking ahead a little bit, especially we'll see later on in the video here that the Pelicans have quite a few players that are questionable for tonight's game. I see a lot of the time coaches will hold those players out on the first half of the back-to-back to give them a little boost for that second game. So definitely something to look for that could work against the Pelicans there. Just moving down to the Kings. Sorry, one more thing I want to touch on here with the Pelicans. Just not in great form of late. As you can see here, they were on quite a losing streak here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in their last 7 games. Not a great thing to see from a team. That's for sure. Now, when we get over to the Kings side of the coin, complete opposite situation. The Sacramento Kings have been home since the 3rd of February, have not had to leave their home city, and they've actually been playing quite well. Winners of 3 of their last 4 games, and some very quality opponents in that stretch. I mean, they started with an overtime win against the Golden State Warriors, lost a close game to Chicago, then beat Boston and Atlanta, both very quality opponents. So the Kings have seemed to capture something right now and definitely seem to be clicking on this homestand. So we definitely expect that to bode well for this Kings team. Definitely playing better basketball than their opponents are right now. Just moving down to the referees, we've got Carl Lane, Ed Malloy, and Hayward Workman. Hayward Workman definitely is one of my least favorite referees in the association. So we're going to hope that he doesn't affect this game too much. On the day's rest here, I did see something that's worth noting. These two teams are so similar in their performance on one day's rest. As you can see here, they both average 104 points per game on one day's rest, and they give up just about 107. So very, very similar teams on paper. So these edges here with the rest and recent form could be exactly what it takes to get it done here. Getting to the injury report, Pelicans are a little banged up. Tyreke Evans hasn't played in a few games. They do expect to have him back in the lineup today, but they're not sure. Ajinça has been out for personal reasons. We're not sure if he's going to play. Same with Terrence Jones, and they're not expecting Etuan Moore to play. So those are quite a few pieces for a team that doesn't have a lot of depth to begin with. And being that it's their second road trip already in the short 12 days of this month, that could definitely work against this team, and we're hoping that it will. The Sacramento Kings, not sure if they'll have Ty Lawson in the lineup today. He's questionable, and I haven't been able to find anything out there that says anything different. And then they're still without Caspi, Temple, and Gay. But they seem to have adjusted. without those three players in the last little bit with those quality wins that we stated earlier. So just to pull up the graphic here, just to see what these two teams' numbers look like. Sacramento looks here, they have an edge in just about every offensive category, a 4-point edge in offense per 100 possessions, a 15-point field goal percentage edge. This one is the one that stood out to me the most. They're at 1.3 points a shot compared to New Orleans' league average of 1.2. I mean, over 100 possessions. That's 10 more points, which is a significant amount of points in a basketball game. And then the possession stats at the end here, these two teams will split. Sacramento should have an edge on the boards, and New Orleans should have an edge taking care of the basketball. So not too many edges here for New Orleans, just a little defense one and a turnover edge, and all of the offensive categories are going to Sacramento. So we like the Kings to get it done here, guys. Just a quick summary as to the edges we do think that Sacramento will enjoy in this game. The travel, we've got the Pelicans' second road trip already this month, and Sacramento home for the last 9 days. That must bode well for this team, and they're looking to end this homestand with a bang. And then the recent form, Pelicans loser of 5 of their last 7 games, and the Kings winners of 3 of their last 4. So we've got a hot team versus a cold team. We've got to like that. Pels, as we stated just a little while ago, with a bunch of players they're not sure if they'll have in the lineup today. And the Kings' only question mark today will be Ty Lawson. Another pertinent fact that I think is worth mentioning, New Orleans will endure a 2-hour time change from their home state of New Orleans, and also where they were in their last game was Minnesota. 2-hour time change here on the West Coast for Sacramento. Definitely something that can affect them today. And then Sacramento should enjoy that home court edge. I mean, when Boogie's cooking, those fans definitely give them a boost. And we think that these things we've just listed is enough to pull the trigger on the Kings as a short home favorite. 3 points, lay the points, and let's go Boogie. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Good luck as always, and good night.